I remember the exact instant when my heart turned to ice. The wedding was only 2 weeks away. Guests had booked their flights, deposits were paid, and everyone expected me to stand proudly at the altar. But as she laughed in the kitchen, phone in hand, she had no idea I was standing behind her. She didn't know I'd seen the video. She didn't know that everything I believed about her had just been torn apart. The clip came from her bachelorette party, secretly sent to me by someone who thought I deserved the truth. On the screen was my bride-to-be, the woman I thought I knew, doing things that destroyed every memory we had built. She wasn't drunk. She wasn't coerced. She was smiling, leading, enjoying every second. In that moment, I didn't shout or confront her. I simply placed the phone on the counter and walked out, leaving her inside her perfect little bubble of lies. We'd met back in college. She had fire in her eyes and ambition in her smile, and I loved that about her. She claimed she loved me because I was steady, dependable, the kind of man who always thought 10 steps ahead. She's my safe place, she used to tell her friends. Maybe that's why the betrayal cuts so deep, because I gave her safety, and in return she gave me a nightmare dressed as love. Looking back, the warning signs had been there all along. Late-night whispers with her friends, inside jokes that died when I entered the room, the guilty yet smug look she gave me after that party, like she truly believed secrets could stay buried forever. But secrets don't stay buried. Not with me. The moment I confirmed the truth, something inside me shifted. I was no longer the broken fiancé. I became the executioner who had just discovered his weapon. My first move was silence. I acted normal, smiled at her, kissed her cheek, and discussed honeymoon plans. She thought I was blind. She thought she had fooled me. But while she was busy choosing flower arrangements, I was quietly pulling strings. I called the venue and canceled under her name. Non-refundable. I called the caterer, the photographer, the band. All gone. I locked our joint account and moved every remaining cent into an account she couldn't touch. Every bill, every deposit, every contract tied back to her. By the time she realized what was happening, she wouldn't just lose me. She'd drown in the fallout. The night before the wedding, I vanished. I packed only the essentials and drove until the city lights disappeared in my rearview mirror. No note. No call. Just absence. She woke expecting a groom. Instead, she found silence and a wall of financial ruin. Guests arrived to discover a canceled wedding. Her family demanded answers she couldn't give. She tried to reach me, calls, texts, emails, but I never responded. And my silence wasn't the worst part. The worst part came when I sent the video. Not to her, but to her parents, her maid of honor, her boss, everyone who once saw her as perfect, polished, pure. The truth spread faster than she could bury it. She tried to claim it was a mistake, that she was drunk, that she'd been pressured, but the recording, and her laughter in it, told another story. Her reputation burned in real time, and I didn't have to lift a finger. I simply let the truth do its work. Weeks later, she finally tracked me down. She found me in a small cafe, sitting alone and calm. She stormed in, mascara streaked, eyes hollow, a shadow of the woman who once believed she was untouchable. "You ruined me," she hissed. I met her gaze and said quietly, "No, you ruined yourself. I just showed the world who you really are." Her voice cracked. "Why didn't you just leave? Why destroy me?" I leaned forward, my tone steady. "Because you didn't just cheat. You humiliated me. And I don't forgive humiliation." She broke right there in the cafe, shaking, sobbing, while strangers watched in uneasy silence. I stood, placed a few bills on the table, and walked out. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. Months later, I live in peace. No rings. No lies. No shadows lurking behind my back. She lost her job, her friends, her reputation. Last I heard, she moved out of state, trying to start over where no one knows her name. Me? I'm fine, stronger, sharper, untouchable. People say revenge doesn't heal. Maybe they're right. But revenge doesn't have to heal. It only has to balance the scales. And when I remember her face in that cafe, crumbling beneath the weight of her own betrayal, I know the scales are balanced. I was supposed to be her safe place. Instead, I became her reckoning. And I have no regrets.